Hello boys and girls, today we're going to talk about value and how you can make layers of value in your artwork. You will need a pencil, an eraser, a piece of paper, and some coloring tools. I'm using colored pencils and crayons, but you are welcome to use whatever you have available. So first you're going to start with a pencil and you're going to draw 5 big organic or free-form shapes on your paper. They can be really big or really small. I'm doing a really big one at in the middle and then smaller ones around it. Make sure that your forms do not touch. So let's quickly review what value is. So value is the lightness or darkness of an image or part of an image. And shading is the use of many different values to create the illusion of form. So we are going to be applying some light values, some medium values, and some dark values to these 5 different freeform shapes. So once you're done drawing your freeform shapes, you're going to use the lightest value. So you're going to choose one color and lightly color in those freeform shapes. So you're going to start by pressing firmly at the outer edges of the shape, and then as you go in, you're going to put just a gentle amount of pressure as you go in towards the center of the shape. So take your time and adjust the pressure. This should be the lightest value, so it shouldn't have a ton of color. It should be just very, very light, but the edges are going to be a little darker. So that the edges are darker, and then you're going to slowly fade lighter and lighter and lighter as you get towards the center. And the center might not have any color at all, because this is the lightest value. Make sure you do this to all 5 of your freeform shapes. A trick that you can do is to smudge the lines, the colors with your finger so that they blend a bit together and create that fade from that darker area to that lighter area. Next, you're going to draw 4 organic shapes that are nice and big and go from one shape into the next organic or freeform shape. But make sure that you're not going into the white area, that you're just going where the shapes are. So see how I'm stopping at the edge of the shape and then starting again at the edge of the next shape to make that shape go from one area to the next. Once I'm done, I'm going to move on to my next value, and this value is going to be the medium value. So it's going to be a little darker than the value we just did, but lighter than the darkest value that we're going to do after this. So I'm starting at the edges and making the edges very dark and slowly fading lighter and lighter as I get towards the center. And you can see that I'm smudging with my finger to make that fade look a little bit more realistic, going from dark to light. Next, I'm going to begin drawing the 3rd layer and our last layer, our darkest value. So this should be really dark, and I'm going to make shapes that go on top of my previous 2 shapes. But again, I am not drawing them where the white space is. I'm just overlapping them on top of the existing shapes, but not going into the white space. You should have 4 more organic or free-form shapes that are on top of our 2 previous value shapes. So this last value is the darkest one. So we're going to start with our darkest color and using our most pressure, placing it on the edges and then going lighter towards the middle. The whole thing should be colored in completely, but it will be a little lighter in the center, just like we've done in the past. The last thing I'm going to do is go back to all my previous layers and make sure that I have a value that goes from light to dark. So as you can see, I'm going back and making sure that the edges are darker and that the center is lighter. All right, boys and girls, here we have our layered value artwork. We used 3 different colors to create our value, going from light to medium to dark. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.